Today's video will go over how to add a payer. If a clinic is cash practice and does not bill third-party insurance companies, provide patients with claim forms to submit or create super receipts for reimbursement, this area will not be used. Katana comes preloaded with some sample insurance payers. A clinic can edit the payers listed with the info that matches their area, or inactivate them if they are not useful. To prepare to enter all the insurance companies into Katana from a previous software, we recommend a clinic creates a screen capture and print out of each insurance company in their old software. Once they have all the information printed out, they can begin to enter them into Katana. This prevents a lot of back and forth to save some time. Just make sure that when you are editing any information with payers, please remember to save each time. To add an insurance payer, click on Admin and go to the Payers tab. Once you're on this screen, you can either edit the information that we already have by going to Edit, or you can add one. Just click Add, and it'll pop up this screen. Make sure you're under the General tab, and then fill out everything accordingly. The company's name, their address, the city, state, zip, phone number, extension, fax number, or electronic ID. You can leave some blank if you don't have that information. If a payer has provided you with a specific electronic ID to process claims electronically, you will also enter that into the General Info tab. Next, you will click on the printing options. This is where you will determine the format in which each insurance company requests data on the HCFA form, regardless of whether you are printing on paper or submitting electronically. Each payer may require the HCFA form to be generated with different data. The Printing Option tab displays a template that was downloaded to your Katana software that should be suitable for most insurance. It allows you to change data based on specific insurance payers' needs. Any location under the Printing Option tab can be customized with required information that will contain a drop-down to select or a box to click on. A clinic will need to consult with their clearinghouse, billing company, and or the insurance companies to ensure that the template is set properly. The first box prompts you to select primary, secondary, or hereditary. The box next to it reads, Output Options. This is where you would set the default on whether you want the claim processed electronically or on paper. Be sure to set the defaults for primary, secondary, and hereditary. For example, a payer may have you bill electronically when it is billed as primary, but then require you to bill on paper if it is being ran as a secondary. The next option is to indicate the HCFA version, and this tells Katana what claim form you will be using. As of April 1st, 2014, most payers require submission of claims utilizing the CMS 0212 form. If you run into a scenario where a certain payer is asking for the previous version of the CMS form 0805, you have the option to select that as well. Box 1 is going to be different for each insurance company based on the type of payer they are. Example, group, Medicare, Medicaid, examples, or etc. Another area to highlight is Box 21, located on lower of the form. You must indicate which ICD codes you will be using for each payer. Box 21 has a drop-down to indicate if you are using ICD-9 codes or if they've been transitioned into ICD-10 codes. Generating claims that contain dates of service after October 1st, 2015 must be submitted with ICD-10s. 9 times out of 10, if a clinic cannot pass scrubbing for Box 21, it is because the payer is set to grab ICD-9s instead of 10s. Lastly, click on the Scrubbing tab. This screen tells the system which fields are required to be filled out for a claim to be generated. If a claim does not pass the scrubbing test, the system will generate a scrubbing report. It will tell you that the patient's name, case, date of service, why the claim could not be generated, and where to go to fix the problem. The location you will need to go to is within the parentheses to the right of the issue. Katana has this feature so that an issue can be corrected before it is submitted. This feature will save time and money when used properly, so if you are not waiting for it to get kicked back from your clearinghouse before you are able to correct the issue. Any highlighted box in yellow is set as a requirement. This template is set up in such a way that it should work for most insurance companies. However, when entering Medicare, you must ensure that the second diagnosis code, box 21, is highlighted as well, the first modifier box. Also, when billing Medicare, we have been notified by Office Ally that Medicare sees claims in what they call loops and segments. This means that their currently in jury onset date that is placed in box 14 is also required in box 15 with a modifier 454. And that is how you add payers.